Hello, my name is Gary, and I was raised in the western United States, so I'm a native English speaker. I hope that you will enjoy this YouTube channel. Thank you for joining us.
The 38 Letters from J D Rockefeller to His Son by J D Rockefeller, 1839 to 1937. The 34th Letter. Always think strategically. October 14th, 1904. Dear John, Dr. Hamilton has gained weight again. It seems that golf can't restrain his waist from expanding outward. He can only use other sports to reduce fat. Unfortunately, the exercise to prevent him from gaining weight has not been invented, as he is in pain. However, he always brings us joy with all the quirky stories in his head. Today, Dr. Hamilton entertained us again with the story of a fisherman and an angler. Perhaps seeing us all laughing at the doctor seemed very proud. He smiled at me and said, "Mr. Rockefeller, do you want to be a fisherman or do you want to be an angler?" I told him that if I were an angler, maybe I wouldn't be able to play golf with you guys because I rely on effective strategies to create business interests, and the way anglers behave doesn't guarantee my success. Of course, no angler is foolish enough to just drop the bait without thinking, planning, and deciding what kind of fish to catch, what kind of bait to use, where to cast the line, and then wait for the big fish to take the bait. In terms of form, they didn't do anything wrong, but no one knows whether the result was what they wanted or not. Maybe it will take a while for them to catch a fish. Maybe they won't catch a fish, and that ideal fish may never be hooked. Although they understand their goal, it is clear that their approach would limit the possibility of success, using only fishing lines so their range was almost zero. However, if they can fish with nets like fishermen, they will expand the fishing range, and the abundance of fish will give them many choices, and they will finally be able to catch the fish they want. They all laughed and said I had revealed the secret to making money. John, no matter what you do, the best way to find the perfect idea is to have a lot of ideas. Before I make the perfect decision, I will work on finding creative and functional options, consider multiple options, and actively try various options before focusing on the best option. That's why I always catch the big fish I want. Of course, in the process of executing the plan, I will also keep an open strategy that adapts to the current situation and constantly adjusts or revise my plan, so even if the plan does not go well, I will not panic. I can always deal with it calmly. Many people think that I have extraordinary abilities, a leader full of efficiency and action. If that's the case, I think you can receive such compliments if you don't use simple one-way solutions, but are willing to try every possible way to achieve your goals. You need to have enough patience to act in the face of difficulties, courage and boldness, as well as a persistent spirit of never giving up until the goal is achieved. As president, I only set clear directions or strategies for my subordinates, but I don't limit myself to an overly rigid plan of action. Instead, I will continue to explore the different possibilities of the proposed strategies. Many people insist that the key to success lies in a solid strategic plan, which must be supported by actionable goals that are specific, measurable, realistic. I admit that doing so is important, but it has fatal flaws. Although the plan may seem seamless as we write the plan, the situation may have changed before the plan was finalized, which means that not only have market conditions changed, the customers have changed, but even the resources have also changed. It is not surprising that these costly and time-consuming strategies are only partially implemented. How to deal with this situation, whether you're developing a plan for a company or a single department, we must recognize that we're developing a strategy, not a means. The essence of the strategy is flexible, long-term, multifaceted, and large-scale. They emphasize outcomes such as how to grow or expand profits rather than a measurable goal. At the same time, strategy provides a general direction, not the only way to achieve success. To be a great leader, we must transform ourselves into a strategic thinker not just a designer of means. We will also have to avoid confining ourselves to the established documentation processes. Our operating model will be focused but flexible. We focus on the process of exploration, and every minute of every day we can open up possible directions that help achieve long-term goals. Instead of sticking to 3 or 5 ways to achieve long-term goals, we always look for opportunities to make money by talking to our competitors or thinking with our subordinates. In order to stay out of the crisis storm, we must constantly develop new strategies and adjust all plans at the same time. As the business environment changes daily, we must also revise our long-term roadmap as the situation changes. In this way, not only can we maintain a flexible style in the short term, but in the long term, we also have a clear concept of the ideal goal of flexibility that is in line with the latest economic environment. We can put aside old strategic plans and move forward with energy and hope in a vibrant environment. No matter how bad the situation is, always keep your eyes open for the boundless hope that lies within. Never give up looking, because hope is always there. I believe that all leaders have an obligation to provide hope and direction, not only for themselves but also for their employees, a clear path. Think back to a time in your life when you felt the most hopeless and you felt you had nowhere to go, or believed you had no other choice, that you were stuck, abandoned, and couldn't find a way out. There is only one way to overcome despair, and that is to keep creating possibilities to overcome obstacles. Simply put, hope comes from believing that other options exist. Great leaders have a case-by-case approach to specific business situations, a flexible plan for creating new markets, a strategy for responding to a crisis, and a detailed plan for developing a career for themselves and their employees. When the situation seems to have reached the bottom and there is no possibility of recovery, they are like brave wrestlers who never give up any chance of fighting again, even if they are pinned to the ground and unable to get out. With their talent, agility, and adaptability, they skillfully find gaps and escape danger. If you can be creative at the beginning, you can avoid endless frustration and pain when things seem desperate. If we still hold on to infinite hope, we can overcome the boundaries we set for ourselves and make new choices for our subordinates. Therefore, we must have the courage to fight for a way out when there is no other choice. Love your Father.